On the outskirts of Melbourne, Australia, there's a suburb called Erinsborough. And a street called Ramsay Street. It's just an ordinary street in an ordinary neighbourhood where extraordinary things tend to happen. All that history.
Generations of families and friends living, laughing and loving together. Where do you begin with the history? Do you start with your own or those who came before you? The stories from those early days are legendary, and their legacy still lives on today.
If the residents have learned anything over the years, it's you never know what's around the corner. As the saying goes, everybody needs good neighbours.
Neighbours, everybody needs good neighbours. Just a friendly wave each morning helps to make a better day. Need to get to know each other. Next door is only a footstep away. Neighbors, everybody needs good neighbors. With a little understanding, you can find the perfect blend. One another.
In case you hadn't heard, new neighbours have just moved in and everyone's talking about them. They can be nosy, noisy, and a little bit naughty. And they're going to fascinate you. Neighbours, your brand new drama, 6 o'clock weekdays.
Doctor. Why? You sick or something?
No, just a checkup.
I believe the best man lives here.
Oh, that? Great party.
He understood that audience, he understood that kind of storytelling and understood how to make that sort of drama, that fast turnaround.
And he kept it simple.
Oh, brilliant.
Yes.
Absolutely. It was a brilliant concept. And he had the age range from children through to grandparents. So there was somebody there for every member of the audience.
Neighbours, everybody needs good neighbours with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend. Neighbours should be there for one another. That's when
now your neighbours are our neighbours. Watch for them soon on Channel 10.
They saw something that Channel 7 didn't see, but ratings weren't flash. And Channel 10 worked really, really hard at it for 6 months. They took the cast out every weekend to shopping centres around Australia and put them in front of the kids and just basically begged people to watch the show, and it worked.
Neighbours, everybody needs good neighbours. Just a friendly wave each morning helps to make a better day. Neighbours become
Life's a lot more fun when you get to know your neighbours. Invite them over 7 o'clock Monday on Channel 10.
I love the first scene, Charlene's first scene, where she's trying to effectively break into the house. I punched him. So it was a good start. And the way that the character of Charlene being a tomboy, it was a perfect first scene.
Charlene! What on earth do you think you're doing?
I was trying to get in and he jumped me.
I was only out the back. Are you all right, Scott?
Yeah, terrific, thanks.
Sorry, Scott.
I certainly think the personal relationship that we had helped the success of the characters, and more importantly, the chemistry.
He was cool, you know, he was pretty much the guy that everyone thought he was. He was really easygoing, still is.
Now, BBC One begins a new daily soap opera from Australia as we meet the Robinson and Ramsey families and friends who are neighbours.
Who said to him, listen, all of the kids are rushing home to watch this show called Neighbours, we love it. So he started repeating the show at 5:30 in the afternoon, and boom.
If the press knows why Neighbours hit Britain like a bombshell, it also knows that the show can't be ignored.
And the reason why the show was doing so well was because of these beautiful people that everybody wanted to be, which was Kylie and Jason and Annie and Guy. And they were so beautiful, healthy specimens of Australian youth.
Things sort of took off all over the place. I mean, you know, we knew that those two were massively popular, you know, because of all the sort of TV Week interviews and the covers and all that sort of stuff. So it was pretty clear that while it was happening, that it was happening.
always remember Charlene walking up the aisle in that dress, which was stunning at the time. It was definitely a dress of the time, but that really emotional song, and you literally, if you didn't know how to talk about that wedding at school the next day, you had nothing to say in the playground.
I feel like I can see Scott and Charlene's wedding like as clear as day. The dress, the perm, the hair, the suit.
I just remember saying, Jason, I'm like, do you realise how huge this is going to be when it goes to air? And Jason's like, do you reckon? And I'm like, do I reckon?
I watched it when I was 7 or 8 or 9. It was a defining wedding in the Australian TV landscape. And whenever a television wedding is mentioned on TV or in the media, there's a photo of Kylie and Jason.
The storylines for Daphne were great. She did everything in the space of 2.5 years. And then, tragically, in the end, Daphne died. But that was great too, because it brought her character full circle.
Can't you understand me? Can't you hear me?
What had happened is Elaine had actually left the show, and they hired another actress to play dead Daphne. And somehow Elaine found out about this, and she actually came back with no lines, because obviously she's dead. And that just helped me so much to have her there.
Cardiac arrest.
People were quite surprised. A lot of fans out there were like, oh, that's not cool.
I'm sorry, Des, it's not going to do any good.
Oh, no. Oh, no. No. No!
The Madge and Harold wedding, Anne Charleston and I were wearing matching mother and daughter wedding outfits. Madge had 3 hairstyles in one. It was like the straightened fringe and a bit of a pull-up and then corkscrew curls and jip in the hair. Phenomenal.
There was a bit of a fib when supposedly my hand put the ring on Anne's finger. It wasn't my hand, because I was suffering from psoriasis. The director had to put the ring on the finger.
Especially for you, I want to let you know what I was going through. All the time we were apart, I thought of you. You were in my heart, my love never changed. I still feel the same.
Especially for you, I want to tell you I was feeling that way too. And if dreams were wings, you know, I would have flown to you, to be where you are.
No matter how far, and now that I'm next to you,
No more dreaming about tomorrow. Forget the loneliness and the sorrow.
I'm gonna say it's all because of you. And now we're back together. Neighbours, everybody needs to.
It is my great pleasure to introduce to you some very, very good friends of mine, the cast of Neighbours.
Find the perfect Neighbours should be there for one another. That's when good neighbours become good friends. That's when
Neighbours, a better day. Neighbours need to get to know each other. Next door is only a footstep away. Neighbours, everybody needs good neighbours with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend.
I've seen you go back in my mind 1,000 times. Like a ghost in the night, you haunt me in my dreams. But the dreams, they're not real, and I need you there beside me. How I'm longing to feel the warmth of your embrace. Hold me in your arms, never let me go. I want you always with me in your arms. That's where I belong, now and forever.
Neighbours will never live down what was probably their worst ever episode, where Bouncer the dog had a dream that he was marrying the dog next door.
Dogs don't dream, Dave. If Bouncer did, I reckon he'd dream about a big, nice, juicy T-bone.
Bouncer's dream episode has to be one of the greatest pieces of television ever created, and you can take that from me.
What happened when you all got the script? Was there a bit of a like...
Awful.
I really said, "You got to be joking." I really said that. I went up to the front office. I said, "Please, come on." Anyway.
He was such a lovely animal. He deserved better.
That happened a long time before I started, but the crew would still talk about it.
Who understood that? Who was tripping? What was put in the water? Because that was bizarre. That was crazy town.
Kerry was bolshy and a bit of a hippie. But her heart was in the right place.
I just had to kill 2 more ducks.
She'd gone out to some swamp to say, "Stop the ducks, stop shooting the ducks."
When she was killed, she was pregnant.
It's all right. It's all right.
Mark's performance in that was pretty astonishing. He did some pretty amazing wailing, as I remember.
but doing big scenes on a soap opera budget is not easy.
The day you disappeared. I mean, that was sad because it was supposed to be a roaring, wavy sea. And it was like a mill pond.
Oh, where's he gone? He was there a minute ago.
Yes, I saw him.
What's wrong?
That swell can be dangerous at times.
Oh, no, don't be ridiculous. He's there somewhere.
He must have jumped in.
The camera was concentrated on that bit of water and they were throwing rocks in there to make it look as if it was rough.
Literally throwing rocks.
Oh, literally, yes, yes.
So, I mean, that was a bit embarrassing. I found it rather difficult to be screaming your name. And this calm scene.
I was actually there when Harold went missing, and we all cried for Harold, thinking Harold was dead.
Harold! Answer me, love! Harold! Harold!
I mean, it looked as if he committed suicide.
Yes.
Really.
Right. Instead, I just walked to Tasmania.
You did?
Yeah.
Joe Mangel was married twice.
It was a hilarious day. It was a really daggy church, which I thought was so fantastic for Joe and Mel.
Melanie, with this ring I wed thee with all that I am, and all that I have I honour you.
You may kiss the bride.
Everybody needs good neighbors with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend. Neighbors should be there for one another. That's when.
I had bruises for about 4 weeks after we finished filming, though, because they actually did run into me quite slowly, but I got the bruises to prove it.
Here.
Doctor, help him!
Todd.
Todd, don't do this!
Todd.
Please!
Ready, clear.
God, no. Julie, listen to me. Julie,
Somebody get him out of here, please.
No!
very first day, I was standing next to Jesse Spencer, very, very young Jesse Spencer, when we purchased 28 Ramsay Street. In fact, I love the fact that I was there 1 week ahead of everybody else in the Kennedy family.
When I was growing up, I fell in love with a girl. Not a supermodel or glamorous at all. The bum with the most from an Aussie telly soap.
We were filming the Kennedy's arrival in the street. It was the first time the five of us had met. Fletcher and I knew each other, but it was the first time he and I had met our three children. And it was love at first sight. We just clicked and had a great dynamic, and we were able to capitalise on that for several years.
It was 1994 and Ramsay Street was gearing up for one of its many, many marriages. This particular one was the wedding of Mark to Annalise. Everyone was there, the organ was playing. They were about to swap their I-dos so rapturously when Mark looks at Jesus and a crucifix and says he can't go through with the marriage, that the cloth was his calling, and he only realised this when he stared into the eyes of Jesus and spied that crucifix. Here is a reminder of how that played out.
I'm sorry. What? I can't do this. The wedding's got to stop. I can't marry you. I've decided to become a priest.
Look, you can't leave that door open forever, you know.
All right, keep your knickers on. Come on, Stone. No. Come on, please. What else are you going to do today? Look, I am not taking my little brother to the beach, all right? So just shut up.
It happened really, really quickly. It was over and done before I even knew it.
Years. Happy birthday, Neighbours.
Happy birthday, Neighbours!
Happy birthday, Neighbours.
Happy birthday, neighbours. Happy birthday, neighbours.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, hello. Fine, thank you. Unless you want the truth.
Oh, well, I would prefer it, eh?
Well, I have been better, actually.
Tell you, Mona, what I wanna do.
I remember thinking, oh, Smithy's finally decided to call it a day. Understandably, he'd been there for a gazillion years. And then Harold was back. To this day, like the Bermuda Triangle, it's a mystery to me. I don't know what happened.
Ramsay Street.
Listen to my heart go bumping bum. I need you, baby, and that's no lie. Without your love, I'd surely die. Hey, Mona. Ooh, Mona. Hey, Mona.
Hello, saw the lights on. I was just passing. Thought I'd pop by and see how Helen's getting on.
I think she's happy to be home. She dozed off, actually.
Hey, you should be going to bed.
In a minute. She's not asleep.
What, Dad? What?
Carl?
No, she's not asleep.
What?
When Helen died, that was a very, very emotional day.
Dear Anne Hattie, a legend of the Australian television industry, and she really did look after everybody, and she was the ultimate professional performer.
A lot of the Neighbours cast, Anne Hattie and Charleston, they'd worked the Australian theatre scene. They were actors, and I think that was a big part of Neighbours' success. You know, certainly in the early days, was there were some real actors on it.
I loved working with Anne because Helen could have been a very thankless role. You know, everybody's friend and everybody's advisor and grandma and mother. But she gave her balls, I suppose. She was wonderful.
Sarah, listen to me. You're an incredibly beautiful woman. You're vibrant. You've got a fabulous personality. As I said to you, I'm sure the right guy for you is just around the corner.
Dr. Carl kissing Sarah. That was a big moment. And the response, it was so funny. I remember once this woman yelled at me from across the road, "Get rid of that b****." And the whole street went, who's she talking to?
What I do recall about it is Jackie Woodburn, playing his wife, gave one of the best slaps on TV.
I believed everything you ever said to me. Oh, no, Susan.
She gave me a hell of a wallop.
Don't touch me.
Wasn't that a great slap too?
I think Fletch was absolutely terrified at the thought of that, and I don't think I helped him out too much on the day, really.
What? I'm a bit disturbed by the sexy faces.
Oh, God.
It's a bit disturbing. And we had to do this live in front of the audience. We really did do a strip.
So, it's going to give me great pleasure.
Look, can we take this slowly, mate?
Slowly schmoly. Close your eyes, Tony. This is going to hurt you a lot more than it's going to hurt me.
I remember Ryan Maloney as Toadie when he was very young. He had that horrible mangy thing hanging off the back of his head.
Yeah, I had an undercut, actually. Yeah, it was, all shaved around there and long on top and kind of looked like I had a dead rat hanging off the back of my head.
And Lou had the great pleasure in cutting his ponytail off many years ago.
Came from across the ocean. Put a ring on my finger. You tell me not a day goes by that your heart doesn't beat in time.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You're watching A Morning with Neighbours. Everybody needs them.
Why don't you marry me? Tell me that you love me. Bring me flowers on our wedding day. My heart to you will surely fly. your man. Don't go, I know you wanna touch me here, there and everywhere.
Hello and welcome to the show that looks behind the scenes of the most successful Australian soap opera ever to hit our screens. Didn't know I was here, did you? Good morning.
When we got the scripts for Madge's death, and I remember crying just reading the scripts, you know.
It was sad saying goodbye to her. Yeah, I actually in rehearsal, I had a lot of tears.
Oh, love you, my darling.
Killing Madge. I actually still feel really guilty about it because she was an icon, that character, a total icon.
They were soulmates in the true sense of the word. They were the essence of love.
I love you.
They were the perfect marriage.
Go to Paris. Go for me.
It was a mutual arrangement.
A full, yeah.
They wanted rid of me, and I wanted rid of them.
Yeah, but if it ain't broke, don't, you know.
Yeah, it was a pretty
death of an
emotional week, really. It was difficult to play, but it was very rewarding.
Yeah.
And I was very thrilled with the way it was written.
Neighbours, everybody needs good neighbours with a little understanding. You can find the perfect band. Neighbours should be there for one another. That's when good neighbours become good friends. Oh, neighbours should be there for one another.
For Neighbours fans, if you know, you know. Everyone's got their own personal memories of this rotunda here at Lassiter's Lake. For me, this will always be where Stephanie Scully was left at the altar by Mark, the horrible fiancé who'd had a kiss with her sister.
I'm so sorry, I can't do this.
No.
Doing everything that I believe in, going by the rules that I've been told, more understanding of what's around me, and protected from the walls of love.
From this day, may you go forward in peace as husband and wife. Friends and family, may I present Mr. and Mrs. Jared Rebecki.
I've learned to love, be understanding, and believe in love.
So Tony and Dee just got married and now are driving off to go to the airport. Tony and Dee going off the cliff is one of my favourite pieces because Neighbours had never done anything like that.
Yes, the blonde hair flying out the window.
It just flew. It went so much further than anyone actually thought. And if you look closely, the dummy in there with Dee's head on it, Dee's head actually comes off and nearly comes out the window.
I mean, it's really hard to beat a car falling off a cliff for shock value for the audience.
It was a tough day at the office, that one. Yeah. Yeah. Killing your wife after getting married.
Dee's still out there, I reckon. Dee's alive. She's a mermaid or something. She'll come back. I mean, Harold can do it. Maybe she swam to Tassie. I don't know.
I had a good whack at you another time too. Remember that time when you told me that Izzy was going to have a baby?
The shout in the street.
The shout in the street? And I gave you a good old thump.
It's actually my favourite thing to impersonate.
I am not understanding. You are pathetic. You walk out of our marriage after 30 years because you want to be free, and within minutes you're telling me you're going to be a daddy again, and then you have the nerve to thank me for taking it so well. Shut up and listen to me. I am not understanding.
Now, I know everybody is going to howl when I say I don't think Carl really is to blame for all these affairs. It's just that he's a pretty gormless guy and he just gets led around by women.
When the show decided to renovate its backlot, it turned into one of Neighbours' biggest moments.
A cliffhanger season finale with the return of supervillain Paul Robinson.
Quick, there's been a big explosion. There's a guy been blown off his feet. The Lassiter's fire burnt down my pub. And the coffee shop.
So, huge day in the writing room when they came in and said you can burn down Lassiter's. We were like, oh my God, it's like a gift.
We sat for 3 nights waiting to burn that place down, and then at the end of the 3rd night, suddenly someone said, light it up.
Be careful! I found it! No matches!
Lassiter's fire. That was traumatic. And it was a place that we'd actually, filmed in for a long time as well. So, yeah, it was emotional.
And then as the smoke parts, for the final shot is Paul Robinson standing there. And it was just, we'd written it and we still screamed when it happened, when we saw it on screen. And one of my students just the other day said he remembers that so clearly as a child because his mother was such a fan. And he remembers just hearing her scream, "It's Paul! Oh my God, it's Paul!"
The return of Paul Robinson in that was, I think, one of the great, great moments of Neighbours when we just noticed him right at the very end.
Seeing you, touching you, holding you tight. Don't you feel that this moment will last through the night? Feeling your heart beating close to my heart, even closer together when we're apart. Nothing else matters, it's true. You loving me and me loving you. Don't I make you feel good? Don't I make you feel good? Don't I make you feel good when you found somebody to love?
Ladies and gentlemen, to present the TV Week Hall of Fame Award,
would you please warmly welcome Bud Singwell and Al Gillay.
We're proud to say that we've both worked with the recipient of tonight's TV Week Hall of Fame Award.
And we both have a bond with this year's inductee, who has worked with and given heart to an amazing cross-section of Australian talents. Joining the TV Week Hall of Fame and celebrating 20 years in television is a television program we have taken to our hearts.
And that program is Neighbours.
The plane crash, that was a bumpy ride.
Aiming to ditch approximately 5 miles short of the coast.
You sleep with your seatbelt on. I'll make it news and get back to your seat.
I was involved with the Neighbours plane crash, which I don't think we would get away with now. It was, we had to cull some cast, basically. We had a situation where we had too many cast, and so we had to kill some off. We thought, plane crash, let's do a plane crash, that's great.
Fuel.
We crashed him into Bass Strait. Bass Strait was the man-o-man pool. I don't know if you remember Man-o-Man, with Rob Guest pushing the dating show, pushing the guys into the pool. That was where we filmed it.
Rushing way too fast. Why do I always do it? Thinking this might last. How could I be so stupid? But this time I'm not okay. No, I need to breathe again. 'Cause I don't want to.
We were offered Neighbours for a price roughly 3 times what we've been paying. It would have amounted to nearly £300 million over an 8-year period, and we took the view that was too much.
Remember the day Carl and Susan renewed their vows on the boat in London?
Incredible day.
With Izzy downstairs about to give birth. It was so bitterly cold.
The director was Rick Pellizzeri, and he shouted out, "Just keep doing your vows until we say cut!"
That's right.
Izzy, what the hell are you doing here?
The water's just broke. Neighbours, everybody needs good neighbours. With a little understanding, you can find a perfect blend. Neighbours should be there for one another. That's when good neighbours
Take it easy,
Hey, fellas, have you heard the news? We're moving to Five.
Wonderful.
Come on, Jake. We're going to Five.
We're going to Five. Put it here.
We're moving to Five.
Are you kidding me?
Hey, guys, we're moving to Five.
Same Ramsey Street, new home. Neighbours comes to 5 on the 11th of February.
The show came in for much more serious criticism because of its casting.
It wasn't diverse enough on screen. It didn't reflect really any version of Australia at that time in terms of diversity, and especially not where it was purportedly set, which is the middle eastern suburbs of Melbourne.
Well, I think that the criticism is very fair of the show in the early years because there was very little diversity, and there was very little diversity anywhere on television.
The criticism about Neighbours being too white and not reflecting Australia actually came from fans in the UK. And that's because they were comparing Neighbours to their soaps like EastEnders and Coronation Street, which did become a lot more diverse.
I'm sorry. What for? I'm sorry for saying you ate our dog. It was very rude and ignorant of me.
Well, I suppose I accept your apology.
Thanks, Raymond.
It was vanilla.
So
There
white
was
and
nobody
gorgeous.
Indigenous. There should have been actually Middle Eastern people. There should have been Chinese. That was what Neighbours lacked, and I was critical of that.
You were always there. Why did they take you away? I was never scared. In your arms I felt invincible. Wanted you to see the world beneath my feet. I wish that you could say I would tell you you're unbelievable. And I want you to know you're who I wanna be. And I'll sing with everything I have inside of me. You're always in my heart, there's no letting go. You gotta know you're unforgettable.
They say I've got your eyes, still had so much to see. I couldn't even say goodbye, 'cause you would take.
Just stop it! Libby! She doesn't want to talk to you.
You just stay out of this, Susan.
Yeah, that's a bit hard, Lynn, when your daughter's screaming in front of the whole street.
The love triangle is the tried and true, guaranteed to hook people in.
Shut up! Libby! Oh, I am so sorry.
I don't want to hear any pathetic excuses from you.
But for Libby and Steph too, because they were such good friends, so the betrayal was extreme. I mean, how would you feel? Just awful.
Oh, I remember this. I was quite young when this happened.
Were you and Dan together behind my back?
No, we weren't together, Libby. It was just one night.
The emotion and the screaming and the crying.
When Paul got pushed from Lassiter's roof, I'll never forget it. Ryan and I, Toadie, we were supposed to watch him fall off the roof. Now, you wouldn't think that'd be a hard thing to do, would you?
Well, thanks for the photo. Maybe we should send some to Harold. I know I'd like to see them.
That was Alan and my kind of worst work, I feel.
Oh my God! It's Paul!
So when we did it, there was no cue as to like this big sound of exploding glass, and there was definitely nothing falling. So Alan and I are kind of watching different things.
I got to say, it's the worst acting I've ever done in my life.
Four seasons in one day, lying in the depths of your imagination. Everything gets turned around, but I will risk my neck again. You can take me where you will. Up the creek and through the mill. All the things you can't explain, like 4 seasons in one day.
The real-time episode, it was basically an experimental episode.
Hadn't really been done before on Neighbours.
And it went minute by minute, second by second, and it followed the stories.
You ready? Just waiting on Kate.
Well, I think, you know, one of the biggest changes that has happened to the show has been technology. What that can give you in terms of picture quality, the colour and the light.
Walking out on a beautiful day.
You can't just parachute in an Indian Australian family or a Chinese Australian family and go, cool, we're done, we're diverse now. That is a process that begins with who is telling your stories. So there was again an effort to bring more diverse people into the writer's room so that the stories that you're getting are reflective of the people that you have in the room.
Time passes and life flashes before my eyes. And your compassion, love happened to give me life. You gave me something to call my own, and now I'll move away from this life without letting you know. And gravity won't hold me down. God knows what is hiding in those weak and drunken hearts. Guess he kissed the girls and made them cry, those hard-faced queens of misadventure.
The car crash is where it all starts to go pear-shaped for Andrew.
We were shooting the promo outside the garage at the studios, and it was basically all of us getting in the car, having a great night, really excited to go out, and it's sort of setting up, you know, us all having fun, but something really bad's about to happen.
I'm gonna call the police then.
Stop this stupid
Sonia, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love and a reminder of our vows to each other.
Toadie and Sonia's wedding.
By the power vested in me, I pronounce you husband and wife.
Nothing went wrong at the wedding itself. They got married. Subsequently, of course, the wedding was a massive story with the explosion and the death of Priya.
Basically, the explosive part where the reception of Toadie and Sonia's wedding, the marquee, lights up, explodes, people get blown away. I don't exactly know what the casualty rate is of everyone.
Everybody needs good neighbors with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend. Neighbors should be there for one another. That's when good neighbors become good friends.
When day turns to night, something will happen that will rock Ramsay Street.
It can't be.
The Eclipse, coming soon to Neighbours.
No emails, no letters, no contact with anyone from my old life. I got it.
I don't suppose you'd like to grab a drink or go out for dinner.
There are people after me and they want me dead.
Your cover is blown. What are we going to do?
Matt Smith, nice to meet you.
Ashley, what's it like playing Dead Kate?
It's actually really weird.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Like really weird. They put me on the stretcher before and I was like, get me on this. Really freaks.
Everyone's freaking out.
The big dramatic stories are obviously always good because you feel like you're on a film set, you know. With the tornado recently, we had ceilings caving in, bits of trees were flying through the air, and no, it's. I mean, obviously, that's kind of your childhood fantasy of what it would be like to be in the movies.
The they've just got these massive wind machines going, and they just get a whole bunch of sticks and leaves and chuck them in the wind machine, and it just come firing at you in your face, and it's so much fun.
Did you hear him?
You alright, dude?
No, I'm not alright. It's been a miracle.
Carl.
Neighbours, everybody it's their neighbours. It's a little supernatural. Corpses feasting on remains. Oh, neighbours, zombies next door to each other. That's when good neighbours will come for brains. That's when good neighbours will come for.
Welcome to Ramsay Street, and welcome to 30 years of Neighbours.
There is a big birthday happening at the network, at Network 10 this week. Everyone's favourite soap, Neighbours, is turning the big 3-0, Dirty 30.
Everybody needs good neighbors with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend. Neighbors should be there for one another. That's when good neighbors become good neighbors, become good friends. That's when good neighbors become good friends.
So here's the scene. Here we are at the Erinsborough Festival. Everyone is here for the big presentation. The Mayor is giving his speech. Now, over here, slightly deranged and completely disorientated Harold Bishop is driving his camper van. He comes around the corner in his camper van. It's a disaster!
I'm driving in my car just to go back home. Oi! Oh, Erinsborough, yes, I'm going back home.
The camper van is on the way and I can't wait to see his face today.
Some days they get me down and I cry, 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 cry now.
I can't wait, do you hear that sound? Harold Bishop's back in town.
Hi, it's Charlotte. No, it's not. It's Kylie. Happy 30th birthday, Neighbours.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Neighbours.
30 years old. It's a long time, isn't it?
Do you think? We did 30 years ago, seriously.
Oh, you caught me. Well, Susan's away, Carl will play. Hi, I'm Alan Fletcher. Welcome to Ramsay Street, where you could be staying, thanks to Airbnb.
exits are blocked.
What?
We're trapped. My water's just broken. I can't have the baby here. Brad?
Neighbours on 11. Their entire lives will change.
Brace yourselves for the biggest week of Neighbours ever. And the biggest disaster to ever hit Ramsey Street.
This wasn't an accident.
In a Neighbours First 1 hour special.
I truly am very sorry for your loss.
Which of your favourites won't survive?
Monday, April 4 on 11.
An experience of a lifetime
I'm never gonna forget it.
turns into the shock event
Oh my god, we're gonna crash.
that will leave Ramsey Street reeling.
Brace for impact!
Wherever you go, I'll go.
She hasn't got much time.
What if you could travel back in time to a different year in the same suburb? What would your future look like now? A world where mobsters ruled the neighborhood, or where your dreams of becoming a superstar somehow came true, or where Lassiter's was a 5-star hotel. I found the portal. Now the problem is finding my way back home.
Long-running soapy Neighbours is famous for its weddings, especially the 1987 nuptials of Scott and Charlene. Now love is in the air again. Neighbours. Excitement surrounds a new episode that's set to feature Australia's first same-sex marriage.
After so many years of inequality, change has finally come, and partnerships like Aaron and David can be celebrated as legal unions, as they always should have been. Can I get an amen?
While it will be hard to top Harry and Meghan's nuptials for Wedding of the Year, TV executives will be hoping this moment cements itself in history with audiences both here in Australia and overseas.
Ooh, yeah. Neighbours. Everybody needs good neighbours. With a little understanding, you can find the perfect blend. Neighbours should be there for one another. That's when good neighbours become good.
Happy Mardi Gras!
But last night they left Ramsay Street to take over Oxford. The entire Neighbours cast joined paraders to celebrate Aaron and David's history-making wedding.
When I started on the show 10 years ago, it would never even have occurred to me as a thing that would happen. Neighbours having a float at Mardi Gras.
Guys, you're having a great time?
This is the most exciting night of my life. I've never been before and I'm loving it. There's so much love in the air, it's beautiful.
Well, you normally don't see this sort of hysteria for Neighbours outside of a British backpackers bar, do you?
Well, not really, but I mean, look around tonight. I've never felt such joy and love. It's the most fabulous night I've ever had.
It's amazing. And who better to celebrate their union than the show's pop princess herself, Kylie Minogue. That's a big night for them. Congratulations.
I had spoken to the producers about it when we were talking about what the exit would look like. I felt that the only way Sonia would leave would be if she died. As painful as it has been, and it has been incredibly traumatic, it felt like it would, I mean, she would not leave Jared and her children for any other reason other than she has no choice. I love you.
Sonia. Sonia, no. No, 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 no. Sonia, no. No.
You know the school, but you've never seen it like this before.
Where is my daughter?
I didn't tell him anything, I swear. A new 5-part series.
Where is she?
Well, a big birthday calls for a big celebration, and Neighbours have gone big, all right. In fact, they have gone huge.
Your memory's back.
Finn, I'm worried about his state of mind. Something is really off.
There's a psychopath on the loose.
You still alive down there? You've always been good to me. I didn't want to hurt you. You gave me no choice.
I'm more worried about B. Is it from B yet?
Oh, I can't get through to anyone.
This is the only way.
Welcome to the Lassiter's Wedding Expo.
I've come to the realisation that not everyone gets a happily ever after.
I can't do this.
What?
Let's get married.
You're my jackpot, Gary.
I'm really looking forward to killing you in the next scene.
So, again, I'll explain to the audience, because I'm already dead.
No, he's already dead.
I drowned in a hole through my own just stupidity. But you fill the hole in?
Fill the hole in.
Neighbours, everybody needs good neighbours with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend. Neighbours should be there for one another. That's when good neighbours become good.
They invented guidelines and techniques to split the cast into 4 different quadrants and film scenes with actors being isolated.
People didn't kiss. If you had a fight, people didn't actually physically touch. And suddenly the phone began to ring, and then the New York Times were on the phone, and productions all over the world wanted to talk to us.
In the last few years, the show's had Asian, Aboriginal, gay and trans characters. But in 2021, Aboriginal cast members alleged they were racially abused on set.
There's something systemic here. There is something fundamentally dangerous.
The production company for Neighbours, Fremantle, declined 730's interview requests. So too the current executive producer of Neighbours and the show's broadcaster, Network 10. 730 put specific allegations to Fremantle, but the company instead offered a statement saying,
"We remain committed to ensuring a respectful and inclusive workplace for all employees on the set of Neighbours and take very seriously any questions about racism or any other form of discrimination. We are engaging an independent legal investigation to work concurrently with Campfire X's cultural review and hope to work directly with the individuals that have raised concerns, following which we will take whatever next steps are appropriate.
You go into a level of, did I just hear that? Did they say that right? Surely, no.
Something isn't working behind the scenes. It's not an isolated incident.
They've got us by the balls. If you speak up, how do we know that we're ever going to be employed again?
But as news emerged that the show's future is now hanging in the balance without a TV channel to back it, today is a sad day.
Neighbours, you know, I'm quite proud to say, as an ex-cast member, it's an icon. It's been a part of people's lives for, is it 36 years, I think? And it's an institution. I don't know what people will do without it, really.
I have to say the feeling was one of, it was quite lovely. You know, we're sad, we're all crying, we're all very emotional about it all, but we're all so determined to bring this show home as best we can.
In a statement, Channel 5, who've broadcast the show for more than a decade, said, "We recognise that there will be disappointment about this decision. However, our current focus is on increasing our investment in original UK drama, which has strong appeal for our viewers."
Well, it's official. After 37 years and nearly 9,000 episodes, Neighbours is coming to an end. Production company Fremantle has been unable to find another British broadcast partner. So in 3 months, the actors and crew will film the soap's final scenes.
We're very sad, but we're also very proud. 37 years is an incredible achievement. We're the longest running show ever in Australia, longest running drama show ever in Australia.
It's a sad day, but not just for us, of course. It's sad for the millions of people all around the world who adore Neighbours and love the show.
Is that it's time to dry our tears and just now push forward and make the last few months as exciting and as jam-packed as we possibly can.
I never realised the hurt I brought into your life. Never said how much I really care.
When Neighbours started, we only had 5 TV channels. And now we've got all these streaming services, and there is more television drama being made now than ever in our history. So how many people still have time to devote 2.5 hours a week to a soap opera like Neighbours?
Now that the decision has been made, producers are planning to go out with a bang and with the return of some big names. And top of the wish list are Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan.
Just to stand your ground and 2 hearts lie in pieces, 'cause your pride won't be defeated. Sorry is the word you never found. Never saw your misery. When we fought, you clung to me. Guess you never.
What an incredible day it has been here in Erinsborough. It's been so wonderful that the cast and crew have been so open with us and let us go behind the scenes and tell these incredible stories.
You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, that feels nice.
Sorry, darling. You go in.
Did you make the wish?
It's been a dramatic day on the set of Neighbours as cast and crew filmed their last scenes. The award-winning soap is finishing up after 37 years. And while the final storylines are under wraps, emotions are not.
As we say goodbye to Neighbours, Booking.com says welcome to Ramsay Street, just one of the many homes available to book.
Did somebody say the end of Ramsay Street? A menu log are shouting all neighbours that live on a Ramsay Street a free feed for the final week of Neighbours ever.
This place.
We have made some great memories.
And some great friends.
But it's time to say goodbye.
Heard the rumor that you're leaving soon.
How do you begin to describe a street? Do you talk about the houses, the bricks and the mortar, the gardens and the trees? Or do you talk about the people, the young, the old, and everyone in between?
Grab your tissues because the last ever episode of Neighbours is airing tonight. And Aussie fans are going all out to farewell Australia's longest running TV drama.
It certainly was an emotional farewell to 37 years and nearly 9,000 episodes of the star-studded Neighbours cast. An array of former cast members walked back into Erinsborough, including Kylie Minogue, Jason Donovan, Guy Pearce and Natalie Ann Bruglia. Some too busy to make the trip back. Margot Robbie and Delta Goodrum zoomed in from afar, but long-term regulars like Toadie Rebecca returned, refusing to bow out to the end of an era.
I think you have to acknowledge everything, celebrate it all, the good, the bad, because all of that makes us who we are. Everyone deserves a place in the history of Ramsay Street, even those who watched us from afar. Together, we have been a perfect blend.
Everybody needs good neighbors with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend. Neighbours should be there for
More than 1.2 million Australians switched on to watch the finale of Neighbours last night, and more than a few would have been wiping away some tears. Scores of former cast members returned to join the show for this historic episode and to say goodbye to an Australian television institution.
1.2 million of us farewelled the iconic soap. The final episode was the most watched show of the night, and if you were anything like us, you would have been sobbing.
It was actually perfect. It was beautiful, visually, emotionally, story-wise, everything.
The cast watched together too, and there was support from rivals home and away, who tweeted, "From everyone here in the Bay, massive respect and admiration for you all."
Neighbours has become the greatest finale in Australian TV history.
Now, big news. Earlier this year, we celebrated and farewelled our beautiful friends, the cast and crew of Neighbours, Australia's longest-running soap.
But some very exciting news was announced overnight by some of Ramsay Street's favourite residents.
Carl, Tony, have you heard the news?
What is?
We're coming back on Amazon Freevee. Oh, it's booked.
Hello, mate. What's that all over your face?
And on your head.
Oh, well, it's nice to see you too.
More to the point, Paul, we're coming back on Amazon Freevee.
You haven't told us when.
How does the second half of next year sound?
I'm there. Works for me.
Yes.
Yeah. Paul? Hang on. Gonna have to check my diary. All right. I'll make myself available. Happy? There you go. Hey, we're coming back. We're coming back. We're coming back.
We thought they had moved out for good, but it turns out they were only a few footsteps away. Months after airing the finale, Australian classic Neighbours is coming back. With Amazon Prime funding the revival, the show will premiere right here on Network 10 next year.
Jason, our producer, came over to our house and said, hey, Neighbours has just been re-signed and we'd like to have you back. Do you want to come? And my immediate reaction was, you got to be effing joking.
We really appreciate everyone that got behind the show. We have a huge set of gratitude to all of them. And, you know, always we wouldn't be here without our viewers, and that's the reason that we're coming back.
We can't wait to begin this exciting new adventure with you.
See you in 2023. Neighbours.
Oh, don't sing, Carl, really.
What is an historic day for Australian TV. We are back in Ramsay Street and cameras are going to roll today. Is everyone excited? Yeah. Yep, Stan. Come on, Stan. Here we go. Here we go. And
If I may, because this is the second time around for me, and I dedicate this to Brian Walsh.
Oh, beautiful. To Brian.
Melbourne, Australia. For most of the world, it's about as far away as you can possibly be. But for the residents of Ramsay Street, Erinsborough, it's home.
Neighbours returns to 10 with a surprise wedding.
I'm still in love with you.
Well, we found a date on the calendar and went for it.
We're gathered here today to celebrate the union.
You're not having second thoughts about today, are you?
Neighbours. See it first. Monday, September 18 on 10 and 10 Play.
We're gathered here today to celebrate the union between Therese and Tony.
Now the story continues. Together, we are still the perfect blend.
Neighbours, everybody needs good neighbours with a little understanding. You can find the perfect plan. Neighbours should be there for one another
Does Emily live here?
No, but come in anyway.
The thing about this street is it's always home.
Hello, Erinsborough. Happy Bake Off.
That's corny act.
Neighbours, everybody needs good neighbours. Just a friendly wave each morning helps to make a better day. Neighbours need to get to know each other. Next door is only a footstep away.
Neighbours, everybody needs good neighbours.
With a little understanding,
You can find the perfect match.
Patron of the Shane Warne Foundation, I give it Mr. Shane Warne himself.
Neighbours should be there for one another. That's when good neighbours become good neighbours. Become good neighbours. Everybody needs good neighbours.
That's when good neighbours become good friends. That's when good neighbours become good.
Remember that big final episode when everyone came back? Kylie, Jason, Guy Pearce, viewers. It was